Old man who loved Iya Basira soup too much slept after dinner and never woke up. It is old age, the villagers said. A young newly married woman who had eaten 2 plates that afternoon complained of stomach heat at midnight. By morning, she was gone. Maybe spiritual attack, people suggested. Then another. And another. Always at night. Always after eating from Iya Basira's restaurant. But during the day, her shop remained full. The aroma still floated through the village of Uma. The line still stretched long. Men still praised her cooking. The king still sent his guards daily. And Iya Basira still stood strong from 5 a.m. till noon. Never tired. Never weak. Never afraid. The strange rule still stood. Never bend down and look between your legs. As the deaths increased, something else became noticeable. Those who ate her food often began to look thinner, yet they ate more than before. They were always hungry. Always craving. Always defending her. Even when 5 people died in 1 week. The herbalist tried to warn them. This is not ordinary, he said quietly. Hunger that does not satisfy is not natural. But nobody listened. Until the night the king's younger brother died. He had eaten from Iya Basira's restaurant that morning. He even praised her food loudly at the palace. By midnight, he began gasping for breath. Before sunrise, he was gone. Now fear entered Yuma like cold wind. The king ordered investigations. But how do you accuse the woman who feeds the entire village? The burial was large. The whole village gathered. As tradition demanded, the body was bathed. People cried. Iya Basira was there too. Calm. Silent. Watching. That night, a heavy rain fell. A young palm wine tapper named Chaik was returning home late when he passed behind Iya Basira's shop. He heard movement. He hid behind a tree. Under the faint moonlight, he saw her. She was not inside the shop. She was outside, near where the water used to bathe the king's brother had been poured away. She bent down slowly, and scooped the water into a clay pot. Chaik's throat went dry. The next morning, her food tasted sweeter than ever. People mourned while eating. This is heavenly, someone said. That night, 3 more people died. Now panic began. Chaik gathered courage and told the elders what he saw. Some believed him. Some did not. So they decided to test the only strange thing they truly knew about her. The rule. The next morning, the restaurant was full as usual. Iya Basira smiled as she served. An elder stood up suddenly. My back is paining me, he said loudly. And before anyone could stop him, he bent down and looked between his legs. Then he screamed. The entire restaurant froze. What did you see? People shouted. He was shaking violently. She is not touching the ground. Gasps filled the air. Another man gathered courage and bent down too. He screamed. Iya Basira was standing. But her feet were not on the floor. She was floating slightly above the ground. And beneath her, there was no shadow. Instead, there was darkness swirling like smoke. The pot behind her began to boil loudly, though there was no firewood beneath it. The air grew heavy. Iya Basira stopped smiling. Her eyes slowly changed, becoming pale and hollow. You were warned not to look, she said softly. Her voice no longer sounded human. It echoed. As if coming from inside a deep well. People ran toward the door, but the door would not open. The pot behind her began to bubble violently. No fire. No wood. Yet it roared like a storm. The elder who had bent down was shaking uncontrollably. She is floating, he cried. She is not one of us. Suddenly, the room grew cold. Very cold. Iya Basira slowly rose higher. Her feet lifted completely off the ground. Her wrapper did not move with wind. It moved like smoke. You loved my food, she said calmly. You insulted your wives for me. You fought in my line. You called me a blessing. Her eyes scanned the terrified villagers. But you never asked why you were never satisfied. One woman fell to her knees crying. My son died after eating here. Another shouted, my husband too. A young girl screamed, my sister. The truth began to hit them like thunder. Every single person who died had eaten from her pot that same day. Every single one. Chike, the palm wine tapper, shouted from the back. I saw her. She carries the water used to bathe the dead. She uses it. Gasps filled the room. The king's guard stepped forward boldly. Is it true? He demanded. Iya Basira tilted her head slowly. The dead must feed the living, she whispered. The pot's lid suddenly flew open. A thick dark steam rose into the air. The smell changed. It was no longer sweet. It was rotten beneath the sweetness. Some people began vomiting. Others cried in fear. You fed on us, a woman shouted. No, Iya Basira replied. You fed me. Her body flickered for a second, not solid like a human being. Like mist. Like smoke trying to look like flesh. The hunger in this village called me, she continued. Your greed gave me form. The elder who first bent down found his voice again. You are not human. She smiled, but this time her teeth looked too long. I was never human. Suddenly the doors burst open on their own. Wind rushed inside. The big black pot cracked down the middle with a loud sound. The floating stopped. Her body began to fade. Not slowly, but like fog disappearing in hot sun. As she vanished, her final words echoed. As long as people value sweetness over wisdom, I will return. Then she was gone. Just like that. Silence. The restaurant was empty except for the villagers, shaking, crying, confused. Outside, the sky cleared. From that day forward, no one died at night again. The strange hunger disappeared. Families returned to their kitchens. Men stopped mocking their wives. The king ordered the restaurant to be destroyed completely. The ground where her shop once stood refused to grow grass for many years. And the rule was never forgotten. Never bend down and look between your legs. Because sometimes, what you see changes everything. Moral lesson. Greed and uncontrolled desire can invite destruction into a community. When people ignore warning signs because something feels good, they may unknowingly feed what will eventually destroy them. Not everything sweet is a blessing. Sometimes, it is bait. Please follow for more stories. Written by